Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts One Piece Trafalgar Law raid on Onigashima. I am very excited to get into this figure. I wasn't going to get it just yet, but I went on a trip with my friend to the Barnes & Noble, and I wasn't really planning on getting anything at all. And I saw that they had this on their whatchamacallit, their figure section. I had to get it. So the plan was that my mom was gonna get it for me for my birthday. And I saw it, I was like, I have to get it now. I need it now, right? So this is an early birthday present from my mom. Thank you, Mom. I'm very excited to get into this figure. I know it has its problems. I've seen figures. I've seen reviews on this figure. I know it's not perfect. None of the One Piece figures are really outstanding, but I love One Piece. I'm a huge fan. I wasn't really planning on getting this figure. Actually, just like in general. There's a rooster crowing in the back. I was wondering what that sound was. But Law quickly became one of my favorite characters, definitely during Dressrosa. Such a cool character. Very happy they made a figure out of him, and it's gonna pair so well with Luffy and Eustace Kid. I am getting the Eustace Kid S.H.Figuarts next month. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a very good figure, but I'm still super excited. It looks really well done, in my opinion. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. But really quick, before we get into the video, I'm gonna take a look at the box. On question of the day, which is your favorite look for Law? Because I think Law definitely has a lot of different looks in the show, for a side character especially. But I think this one has to be my favorite. It's such a cool look for Law. Definitely my favorite, but let me know which one your guys' is his favorite. I really like the callback to his original appearance all the way back in Sabaody, with the blue and the yellow. But then there's that look with the robe in Dressrosa. That one's really cool. But I like this one the most. Okay, let's get into the box. This one, of course, I did find it here in America, so it's got the Tamashii Nation's quality seal. There's the quality seal, and then there's the one for Toei. So this one's silver. The ones from Japan are going to be gold. Just a little tidbit for you guys. Pretty standard One Piece S.H.Figuarts packaging with the straw hat window on the front. On the top here, and then there's the big window on the front where you can see the figure. Some promotional images here on the side and on the front, and then some sample poses on the back. Did get this for $80. But I did get 10% off, so it was like 75 maybe. I'm not sure, around there. But let's get this bad boy open and take a closer look. So there he is, the figure right out of the box, and I gotta say, man, if there's one thing that these figures do really well, it's it definitely has to be the way they look. So this figure looks amazing. It definitely does look like Law. I really like the way it looks. I don't see any problems with the way the figure looks, to be honest. Obviously we'll get onto the articulation later. I think that's where a lot of the problems lie within this figure, but the printing and everything, I honestly don't think there's any shading at all, which honestly is kind of a bummer, which I shading is always a good thing. I don't think there's any shading on his cloak as well. This is split up into 3 parts. We'll get into that later. if this cloak was a good decision or not, because I think that's more for the articulation. But yeah, the coloring and everything, I honestly don't think there's really any problems that I have with it. It looks really well done, in my opinion. I really like the way this figure looks. One thing that I think they did an outstanding job. Let me just take it off so I can show you guys. Is the printing on this figure. So definitely the biggest outlier here is the tattoo that spells out death on his hands, and then the top of his hands as well. There's a bit of the tattoo on his forearms that stick out past his sleeves, and then that corazon tattoo on his chest, and then the spots here on his hat and his pants, and the faces as well. They also look really well done. I think this is some of the best printing I've seen on any figure, honestly. It looks really, really well done. My only problems with it, there's no printing. I mean, there's no printing. Could you imagine? There's no shading, which I honestly think is a bit of a bummer. I don't think, aside from that, I have no problems with the way this figure looks. It looks awesome. It's gonna look really great on your shelf. So you can try to stand him up. That's a problem that I'll get into right now. But I really do like the way the figure looks. It looks really great. One of the better looking One Piece figures. I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. Now, moving on to the accessories, I think this figure really shines a lot in the accessory department. Because it is a bit of a pricier figure, so you're gonna get a lot of accessories. So he does come with 5 different pairs of hands, 2 different heads, 2 different options for his sword, and he comes with 6 different faceplates, and then 3 different options for his left hand. So I think that's definitely a lot. There's one thing that's missing that I'll get to in just a little bit, but first I really want to go over the heads. I mean the heads, the faces, because these look really well done. Whoops, I dropped it. There we go. There's the neutral head, which looks really well done. I like the way that looks. There's a yelling face, which looks really well done too. Teeth gritting face. Maybe you can see that, guys. There we go. And then a smiling face, which I think is definitely my favorite out of all these. Because it really gives Law some personality. And then, of course, they have to come with goofy faces. So there's that. It does come with an extra face for Luffy as well, where they're playing chicken against Big Mom's attack in that one episode. That's perfect. I know the Eustace kid, S.H.Figuarts, is going to come with that face as well. Let me just see really quick how the face looks. I can get it on there. Ooh, I'm trying. There we go. That looks perfect, man. That looks really well done. Let me see what the hat actually. It'll look a little bit better. The hat, I will say, is a bit tricky to put on. I just counted it as an accessory. I would really say it's like an extra head, but you can remove it, so I'll count it as an accessory. That looks really funny. So yeah, those are the faces for this figure. And then moving on to the hands, he does come with 5 different pairs of hands and 3 different options for his left. Those pairs do include the fist hands. I already showed you guys those. He does come. Are these the? Yes, these are the relaxed hands. And pretty standard. Like I said, the printing for the word death on his fingers is really well done. That looks really well done. Like an outstanding job, honestly. I think that's the best part of this figure. And then he does come with 2 different sword holding hands. He has these 2 for holding the scabbard over his shoulder, because he does that a lot with his sword. And then there's an extra pair for holding the sword itself by the handle. And then I know these are gonna look like thumbs up hands. They're pretty much thumbs up hands. But they're used for one of his techniques called counter shock, where he goes like that and he shocks the opponent. So you're supposed to put them, I think, sort of like that. And I've seen let me show you guys the promo picture. You can see it on the back. This one right here. So that's what those hands are used for. I've seen some people who haven't seen One Piece review this figure, and they call them with thumbs up hands. That's what they are, but you know, that's what they're supposed to be used for. And then he does come with 3 different hands for his left, for his room chambres. It's gonna be one of my favorite sound effects in One Piece. So there, you can definitely use this as like a pointing hand, but he's supposed to be lifting it up like that. And then one for his his room tact ability. It goes like that. This is another different option. And then this one for K room, I think. Not exactly sure. He coats his sword in his room, which is awesome. I really love that in the anime. And then talking about his sword, you guys might not know, but his sword does have a name. I think it's Kikoku or something like that. Something like that. It's got a name, definitely. So there's the unsheath option for the sword, which looks really well done. I like the way this looks a lot. I think it's gonna look a lot better in Law's hands. And then there's that sheathed option, and then you can remove this for when he's using the sword. And this looks really well done. I love the printing, the crosses on the scabbard, and then there's a little wrap around it with the tassel coming off. So this is gonna look awesome with the figure itself. Oh, and then he does come with with a separate head for when he has his hat off, which looks really well done. I like the sculpt on this one. It's just regular hair. I think that's about it for the accessories. There is one thing that's missing though, and I don't think he uses it in Wano. I'm sure you guys know what ability I'm talking about. It's his Gamma Knife that he used against Doflamingo. He's only used it a couple times. I think he might have used it against Kaido and Wano, but he does not come with a Gamma Knife effect piece, which is a bit of a bummer. That's really what I was expecting out of this figure. If he came with a Gamma Knife, that would have done it for me. This would have been a really great figure in terms of the accessories, but he doesn't come with it. I know you can use the Gamma Knife from the Variable Action Heroes Trafalgar Law, but that one it's really hard to get now for a good price. I know that much. I looked it up, and it's like more than $200 on some of the listings I found. So he does not come with a Gamma Knife accessory, which is okay. I'm not sure why they didn't. I don't think any of the figures have come with effect. Oh, just the Gear 5 Luffy. I think that's the only one to come with an effect piece. But yeah, those are the accessories. It comes with a lot of stuff, actually. 2 different heads. I didn't talk about this, but he comes with a ton of different faceplates and 2 heads, so you get twice as many options, which is, I think, you get a really good deal out of the accessories, in my opinion. You get tons of hands, and of course, you get your DLC for Luffy, so you can definitely use that if you want. But I think they did a really good job on the accessories. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10 as well. It would have been a perfect 10 if it came with a Gamma Knife, but that's okay. We don't always get what we want. So moving on to the articulation and trying to get this guy to stand up. I think I found, I have found the first problem. I've heard a lot of people talking about this, but it's this cloak. It is super heavy. It makes him very difficult to stand up. It is articulated, so we'll go ahead and start off with that. It is on 2 hinges, so you can move only the 2 pieces on the side for some reason. This isn't articulated. I don't know why. It's stuck on the back for some reason. I think this is one of the very first figures that I'm actually going to modify and get like a cloth cloak, because this is really getting on my nerves. I really don't like the cloak, to be honest. It gets in the way of a lot of things that you're trying to do with this figure. I haven't tried getting it into any really cool poses just yet. I just want to show you guys the bare articulation. So the sides here are on hinges. They go out to the side like that, but like I said right now, the middle of these 3 pieces doesn't go back. It's stuck to his back for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. But I'm gonna keep it like this because that's gonna get really annoying. Going to the head articulation, I think he might be able to get a little bit more with the separate head, but he only gets to look up about that high. He does get to look down a lot though, so that's really good. He does have neck articulation. You can move that around as you please. You can move it side to side like that. 360 action, that's perfect. Just going backwards is not that good at all. The really good thing about the cloak is you can move it to the side, of course, and then you can get the arms about that high. He does have really good butterfly joints, of course, like a swordsman should, and another certain swordsman should get as well. So you can move his hands towards the middle, just like that. Really perfect, in my opinion. And then you do get a little bit of gapping here. But if you work around it a little bit, and then of course you have the cloak to cover some of that, you won't have to worry about it. He does get bicep swivel. You do see a little bit of the flat part once you turn it, so that's going to be a little jarring for some of you, but it doesn't really bother me that much. He does have double jointed elbows, which go in more than 90 degrees, which is perfect. He does have a standard ball hinge for the wrists. Let me see if I can... They go up about that much, and then down about that much with 360 swivel. And then here's the second problem of this figure. The shirt here is molded as one entire piece. Oh, one piece. And he only gets... Actually, I think that's more of the legs doing the work. He only gets forward about that much, which is not that much at all. He gets back a little bit more because if you'll see here, he does have cuts on his back, which I don't know why they couldn't do that for the front. It wouldn't have looked too bad. You know, there's a lot of different characters there that they've made that have designs like this. They have cuts in the shirt, and it wouldn't have made a big difference in my opinion. And then here it is a flexible material, so that's good. At least you can flex it a little bit and get it into the poses that you want. But going to the side, you can probably only get it about that much. But the whole thing, you can get it a little bit more. And then going forwards, you do get a lot more. So that's okay, I guess. it works well enough. And then moving on to the legs, you get about this high, which, that's good. It's a good 90 degrees. But I do wish you could have gotten a little bit higher. I'm not exactly sure why you can't. But this doesn't get in the way at all. So you don't have to worry about this piece here. It is cut here on the sides. And then, it flexes up. And then going back, though, you don't get very much at all because he does have the sculpted butt cheeks. For whatever reason, the shirt covers most of it, and then you have the cloak, of course, so that kind of sucks. And then going to the side, you do get pretty good splits. You can test the the articulation of this figure to the most it can do. You can probably get it a little bit more, but that's as much as you can get it just by itself. And then you do have your basic thigh swivel, goes all the way around, really perfect. Double jointed knees, I think. Yes, you get really good double jointed knees. They look pretty decent. And then you do get pretty good feet articulation here. You get 360 swivel, and then up, down, and then your toe hinge. Looks pretty good, actually. So I think that's about it for the articulation. Honestly, it could be a little bit different, or it could be a lot better if they did a different design choice with this guy. You're trying to see that I can prop him. I'm trying to prop him up against the wall, and he wants to fall, you see. So that, I think that's the biggest problem I have with this figure, just the coat. But aside from that, the articulation is honestly not that bad. I forgot to mention that the entire shirt here is like a soft plastic, so the collar isn't gonna get in the way or anything. That's a nice touch, I guess, the soft rubber shirt. You can see, if you want to get him to stand still, you kind of have to lean him forward a little bit. But I know just the perfect solution that I have, and I'll show you guys right now. But yeah, just, in terms of pure articulation, it's decent. It's good enough for you to get pretty good movement and poses, the poses that you want and stuff. But the shirt hindering that articulation in the torso area, and definitely the cloak, I think brings it down a lot more than I think it should. So I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it a 7 out of 10 for the articulation. It's decent enough, but it could definitely be a lot better with the right design choices. So that was my review on the S.H.Figuarts Trafalgar Law from One Piece. And I've got to say, it's a pretty decent figure. I really like the way it looks, all the accessories and everything, and it moves decently well. You know, it's just got one big jarring problem, which definitely has to be the cloak. I forgot. I was able to get him into this pose where he's going the room chambers. It's just, sorry, that's my favorite sound effect in the series. But I am using premium peg-free foot stands from Elevate Figure Displays. So it holds up pretty well, actually. Let's see, get a little bit better. So these are just, you know, they are what is they say they are. So what you do is just you plug the foot into the stand, and you know it stays in pretty well, actually, especially for a figure like this. It's standing up and it's not looking weird. It looks really good. I really like the way it looks in this pose. So yeah, that's what I'm probably going to be using for this figure. One thing that I am disappointed about is that they're using the same kind of design for the Eustace Kid S.H.Figuarts. So that one's probably gonna have the same problem as this one. But you know, we can always, you know, work around problems and stuff and find solutions. I'm very optimistic when it comes to figures and stuff. But I really do like this figure. I think I really love the options that it comes with. You can get so many different looks out of this figure, especially with the different faces and the looks for the heads, and all the faces and stuff, and then the you know, the same thing with the sword. I do wish it came with a gamma knife effect piece. That's kind of a bummer, but you know, it's whatever. But I think overall, I'm going to go ahead and give the figure an 8 out of 10. I think it's a little above average. I think the the accessories do carry it a little bit. But I really do like this figure. I think it's one of my favorites in the One Piece line. For now, I think my favorite in the One Piece line does go to the Gear 5 Luffy. I think that one is so much fun. But this one's very close. It'll probably change after posing it around for a little bit, but right now I'm gonna keep it like this, and it looks awesome, dude. I really like the way it looks. But yeah, overall, an 8 out of 10. It's pretty decent. Just a little above average, tripping up over my words. But there are some questionable design choices that bog it down a little bit. So yeah, that was my review. Let me know what you guys think. If you have this figure or not. I always say get the figure. And form your own opinions. So go ahead and drop $80 on a hunk of plastic if you want. But yeah, that was my review. Question of the day: what is your favorite look for Trafalgar Law? Mine definitely has to be this one from Wano. There's the one from the look that he has in Dressrosa and Punk Hazard. And Saboti, but I think this one definitely has to be my favorite. But yeah, that'll be it for this video. Next video, I'm going to be going over the Naruto Top 99 Naruto S.H.Figuarts, so I'm very excited about that. I'm just gonna go over the changes that they made. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.